Here. I'm so thankful that you're here, that you waited to be here. I hope you're having a really nice time. The last few years have been obviously different. It feels like the last time we were here was forever ago, and also in the blink of an eye. We did a ton of Talking Deads from home. We managed to make a lot of shows remote. Ladies and gentlemen, Carol herself, Melissa McBride! Our resident know-it-all Eugene Porter, Josh McDermott is here. Please welcome to the stage Aaron himself, Ross Marquand. Father Gabriel is also here, Seth Gilliam, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the stage Connie Lauren Ridloff. The panel would not be complete without Judith Grimes, Kaylee Fleming. The protector of the Commonwealth, Michael James Shaw. And the one and only Daryl Dixon himself, Norman Reedus. I know you're doing the same thing. I'm capturing it. I'm trying to experience it, but capture it at the same time. All right.
Never thought it would become what it became. For myself, for everybody else up here, there's so much I want to say, but God, I swear to God, it gets.
Well, we're grateful for you.
He's been able to adapt and overcome every situation that's been thrown at him. And I think it speaks to a kind of inner strength that I admire, that I'm not sure that I would possess in the same situations. I mean, I could totally ice pick somebody in the top of the skull, but, you know.
I've seen him do it.
Thank you, Ross. The authorities will be here any moment. But I most admire and am impressed by his fortitude and his ability to make sense out of nonsensical situations.
With everybody up on stage, I was such a huge fan of this show way back in the day when I was a kindergarten teacher. And, you know, I followed The Walking Dead, and now here I am in this short amount of time. I can't even believe it. And when I was teaching kindergarten, I was in front of a small group of kids, probably 15 students in the classroom. And right now, I feel like I haven't really left that classroom. My classroom just got a lot bigger. It's huge, a huge classroom right now. And on TV, I think all the people out in the world that are watching this and learning, I feel like our show really is so relevant because it is a mirror. It's a reflection of our society. And I feel that we watch The Walking Dead because it has been so important over the years, because it really can be a reflection of ourselves, our day-to-day lives. It's the same thing. So when COVID happened, a lot of people truly started asking me for advice. Like, how do you survive the apocalypse? Yeah, so you see, I'm still a teacher. No different. Oh, yes. I do want to say that I feel like this show really was created for the fans. I feel that we, as an ensemble of The Walking Dead, the family of The Walking Dead, really care about the story, and we want to make sure that we deliver that to you. And we care about you guys so much, and I really just try to make the time to interact with you whenever you do approach me, because I do love it. And sometimes people ask me, wow, you make the time to interact with your fans. And I try to, whether it's on Instagram or on direct messaging, I don't answer everybody and I apologize for that. But when I do, it's because I'm so grateful. I definitely wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be an action star if it wasn't for you. You are the ones who put me on the map. So thank you so much, and really thank you for your support and your love.
God, everything's gonna be okay. There's Judith Grimes. Can you talk about Judith and how the experience has been for you?
I don't really know what to say other than thank you to all of y'all because we wouldn't be here without y'all. But yeah, I'm just really grateful that y'all had me as your Judith for the past 3 seasons, and thank you for all of your love and support.
Is it as fun as it seems? Does it feel like work, like all the action stuff? Do you enjoy it?
I get to go to work
Yeah.
and play with swords. If that answers your question.
It does, yes, it absolutely does. Oh, I saw you guys, after you wrapped, y'all drove, did you go to Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
You went to Disney World, you drove down to Florida and went to Disney World. Yeah, how was it?
Amazing.
I mean, how has it felt? You know, like one of the most important things we see in this universe is that we see the adults and a lot of them know what the world was like before the apocalypse. But a character like Judith doesn't know what it was like before the apocalypse. So do you think that gives her an advantage because she grew up in that world?
I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird that she grew up in there because, like, when you think about it, she's never had, like, an ice cream cone, probably.
Right,
Like, what kid doesn't know what an ice cream cone is?
right.
But she's also, like, this fierce fighter that'll do whatever it takes to protect her family. And I respect her for that. Like, go girl.
As Chris was saying, diving into the deep end of The Walking Dead and getting to play a character that I never imagined myself fitting in his shoes. He's stronger, wiser, and more tactile than I could ever be. But it's been a joy. I have to pinch myself every morning.
What's your question?
Hey, Ross. Hey, so I'm sad that Kari couldn't be here today. I normally cosplay Ezekiel, so make sure and send Kari all our well wishes.
We will, of course.
So I'm going to ask you something that I've talked to many of you about The Walking Dead already from a different universe. Sith or Jedi?
So you want people from The Walking Dead to pick Sith or Jedi? Norman? Anyone?
Jedi?
Yeah?
Jedi!
Jedi?
Jedi.
All right. Kaylee says Jedi, so we got to go with Jedi.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that going to be a problem with
You
you?
look so disappointed. All right. fine.
Whichever way you choose, you must be mindful of the Force. That's all I can say.
Yes. Nicely done.
I've never said this out loud to you, but after watching you on the show and seeing you all covered with dirt and grease and grime and blood, it's always so wonderful to see you here and looking so very pretty. My question is, what happened at the wrap party? Because that would have been epic, right?
Oh, was there like was there a big rap party?
It was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great rap party. I mean, it was a lot of people crying. I think I can say this because we're not like showing it, but Post put together 1 second of every episode, and then they showed it all to us.
Oh my God.
And that was pretty gut-wrenching for all of us because that was a pretty intense journey. But
We hope to share that with the fans at some point, but it would spoil things now. But yeah.
But also just the momentum. Oh no, go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we were on set filming one of the last days, and Ryan, the Post supervisor, brought that clip. Hi, Ryan. And it was amazing to see 1 second of every episode, and it told the story from Rick waking up until, I can't tell you the last part, but it was really moving for me, you know, to be one of the 23 or 24 people that started on the show at the beginning and went all the way through to the very end. Because Norman was there, Melissa was there, Denise, and Bear McCreary. There was a lot of us that started out on the show. So to be able to see that progression of the show in 3 minutes, I really can't wait for you guys to see it, because I just went, holy shit, the show's good.
Showed it to me on set.
I'm bleeping all the swears. But also just the momentum of you're working crazy hours, just working, and then just done. You know, the momentum of that, did it take, you know, some time? Norman, did it take a minute to recover after that? Did you kind of have to go recharge?
That's what Disney World's for.
Yeah.
What better way to end a sad day than driving to Disney World?
Yay, we're going to Disney
Thank you
World.
guys for coming into our lives every week. It's much appreciated. This show has changed my lives and everyone else's. I just want to know, are you guys ever going to make The Walking Dead the movie? And if so, when?
I was going to bother you about that later, so if you want, I can bother you about it later.
Yeah, bother me about it later.
Okay, I'm going to bother him about it later just for you, I promise.
Rick Grimes' story?
Oh, Rick Grimes, refresh my memory.
The King County.
Oh, right. The British guy. Right.
Not on the show.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what? Let's get to that later.
Okay, all right, yeah. There's still plenty of panel, don't worry.
Their last scene.
Oh, that's a nice question. Norman, let's start with you.
Yeah, it was very emotional. We had a very emotional time. The very last night of filming, there were speeches given. You know, one of our camera guys, Deej, got up, and he's kind of
curmudgeon.
He's kind of got like a Flavor Flav vibe to him, and he's sort of like a
Tough guy.
amp man at certain times. And he got up, gave an emotional speech. It was very emotional. People were crying and hugging, and you know, like Michael said, it went till really early in the morning. It was rough. It was rough.
Does anyone else have a last scene story they'd like to share?
Yeah, I think we were all in such a rush to get done. It was like a 15-month shoot schedule, and we were a little bit over due to COVID and other unforeseen circumstances. But we were in such a mad dash to finish that by the time JJ, our AD, said that's an official picture wrap on the show, and then these confetti cannons blow up all behind us, and it's like it was just insane. And we just kind of looked around and we're like, oh shit, it's actually done now. It's fully done.
What's the... What? You keep saying we and us.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not sure if I was there or not.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think you were. Seth, I don't know if you were there.
I mean, I was just there like in spirit. I don't know, like I'm not saying that I was there for it. And then things are filmed out of order. It doesn't mean anything.
It's a collective we.
Way to throw me under the bus, man. Shit. I was just saying it was a cool moment. That's all. Yeah.
Well, you know what was also interesting is, as you know, we shot 15 days for the last episode, and as actors were finishing their scenes, we would wrap them, and a lot of them weren't there till the very end. You know, there were scenes where certain characters and certain actors wrapped earlier. So we'd be shooting, and all of a sudden you have to look at that person and say goodbye to them in the middle of the shoot.
Yeah.
And know that that's the last time that I would say action or cut, and wanting to really take the moment. I kind of said to everybody, I'm not going to say goodbye because I'm going to see you guys again very soon. But through the whole production, somebody would be like, wait, is that my last shot? I'm done, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of excitement too. It was sad, but it was also like, we did it, you know, we made it. We got over the finish line. I think, you know, when Lauren and Jeffrey were, I think, the first two to wrap, And Jeffrey's like, come on, let's get the show on the road. Last shot, here we go. And it was really something to be able to look at these actors who have lived with these characters for so long and have them perform that moment in time. I was really grateful to be able to be there and to say goodbye to each person.
You know, one of the things that I found really cool was that when I first came on the show, if somebody was being killed off or it was their last day of work, the other actors would show up on set, and there'd be this big support system and this big, huge round of applause and appreciation for the journey that that actor had taken with the character. And all throughout the final season, that same vibe came back, where people were showing up, even though they may have been wrapped off the show, to watch somebody else's last day and you know, throw them some love. And that was really cool to kind of have that full circle thing happening throughout the last episodes.
Lauren, did you have a last day, like a particular experience from what was your last day like?
Yeah. It was interesting because we didn't wrap on the same day because obviously we had different scenes that we were shooting. And I'm sitting here thinking about how I could share my story without any spoilers. But I will say that day, it was a marathon. It was a complete marathon to the end for this last episode. The hours were long and odd, and all of us were quite exhausted. So when it was my turn to wrap, it was 2 a.m, and I was so tired. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to grieve when I wrapped, but I did. It was so overwhelming. I was so sad and thrilled because at that time I was actually catching a flight early in the morning to go to LA, and that morning, and I took my time with the rest of the cast members that were there and the crew specifically. It was a moment for me. And when I got to LA in the morning, I was already hanging out with other Walking Dead cast members who were there in LA. So I felt like it was more like, see you later, like Greg said earlier. And, you know, I see them again from time to time, so that's sweet.
Excellent.
I do want to say, because it's been brought up, the Carol Daryl story isn't over yet. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm just going to leave it there. But the threesome thing is cool. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Just to go back to that one. What are you doing that one?
The comparisons between when you guys came to Alexandria and when you came to the Commonwealth, how do you think your characters handled those differently and adjusted differently to those?
Wow. Going to Alexandria when we were all interviewed. Remember that?
Yeah.
Let's see. Carol just put on a whole new persona. That was one of the fun things about playing this character is getting to play different iterations of Carol. Cookie Lady Carol, Wolf Carol, lasagna porch stick Carol. Well, not, lasagna to the porch stick.
Right.
Not porch stick. Not yet.
Porch Stick was a nickname for a character that we had on the show who would just like bark at people from the balcony, from the terrace.
Yes. Then, going to Commonwealth, kind of the same thing. We're just sneaking all around. We're sneaking all around trying to figure things out. Maybe with a little more experience under our belt. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for your question, and thank you for your kind.
Favorite scene? It hasn't aired yet, so I can't really say anything about
Oh, okay. Okay. That's all right.
There's some good stuff in 11C.
Kaylee?
My favorite scene was my first Walker kill.
Fantastic. Lauren?
I would probably say my favorite scene, my favorite memory is with Daryl and Dog. Yeah, when the arrow broke off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was probably one of my favorite moments.
Excellent. Seth?
I think my favorite scene is from the One More episode that Ross and I did when we were sitting around the table with Robert Patrick and kind of shot it like it was a play and just did this 8 or 10 page scene all in one chunk. That was really exciting, and I think the thing that I will miss the most about the show is busting the balls of my castmates when they're trying to stay in character and singing way too loudly from my trailer, and knowing that people could hear me and not really giving a what they thought.
Again, amazing personal believing. Just amazing.
Thank you.
We're always next to each other in a trailer, and he's always singing at top volume, and trying to memorize lines is very difficult. I'm gonna miss you belting out David Bowie every morning.
That's your cherish. That's your
You
cherish.
wanna do a little David Bowie for
You ain't no pimp, you ain't no hustler. A pimp's got a caddy and a lady got a Chrysler. Black's got respect, white's got a soul train. Mama's got Chris, baby, what do your head say?
You stole my answer. Oh, jeez. I'd say the lineup, even though that was hard as hell to film and gut wrenching to watch, I think that was honestly some of our best work. I really think that was, I mean, just as a cast, like that coming together, and obviously we're getting introduced to Negan for the first time, like that was such an incredible moment of TV history, and I think that was when we were at our strongest, honestly, even though it was the most gut wrenching too, you know.
Josh?
My favorite scene hasn't aired yet either, but previously it was the lineup. I just loved watching Michael Cudlitz die.
He's not even here to defend himself. What are you doing? Come on.
He doesn't need to. But for the same reasons that Ross is talking about, and that's the thing I'm going to miss the most, is the connection that everybody has with each other, pushing each other to do better work, like never really just sitting there and accepting what you're giving, but knowing that we could go further and to make the show better and to push the story where it needs to be pushed and pull back where it needs to be pulled back. I mean, it's a connection that I think is missed a lot of times, and you can see that in different shows that maybe the people aren't as connected as, you know, kind of what we felt, and I think it just made the show better.
Melissa, anything?
I had two favorite scenes. One's in the first episode, the very first episode, Lenny James trying to put his wife down. That was when I realized how utterly incredible this show is. And my other favorite scene is Scott Wilson in prison by himself, also with his Bible.
Yeah.
And they're both just trying to navigate and figure this out. Yeah, I like the scene. For some reason, you just seems like you discover a whole lot more about characters in those little scenes when they're by themselves.
That's nice, and I'm really appreciative that you brought up Scott in the last panel. He's such a wonderful, lovely man, deeply missed. So thank you for bringing up Scott. Norman, yes, you can clap for that, of course. Please clap for Scott Wilson. Norman, favorite scene?
God, favorite scenes, I have so many. I like the scene when I run into your arms, that scene when you blow up, blow the thing up and save us. Didn't I headbutt you in the first take?
Headbutt me, you just plowed me.
Yeah.
You plowed me over.
Sorry about that.
And busted my head on. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I have good scenes with everybody. Merle. Oh yeah, Merle. Yeah, God, I could be here for an hour talking about all my favorite scenes. Every day there was something that I took home and I was like, yeah. What I'm gonna miss the most though is the crew. I mean, the best crew down there. I'm gonna miss all of them. Georgia itself, I'm gonna miss. Yeah, Georgia was fun. But you know, like Josh said, I think the sense of family and friendship and respect, everybody up here, and honestly, yeah, no, thank you. The fandom of this show has changed all of our lives in a million different ways. And without you guys, we couldn't have, like Lauren said, we wouldn't be here. And what you feel for us, we feel for you. And it's a once in a lifetime thing, something like this. And we fucking broke down walls on this thing, all of us. Like, this is the amount of people that have come up to us and hugged us and told us personal stories about themselves, how we helped them through treatments of all sorts.
God damn it.
What's going on in here? Just walking around. We taken in San Diego today and heard there was a gathering.
This is kind of overwhelming. So, because you are the hardest of the hardcore fans, we have something that we want to tell you first. Good night.
So we, Mr. Rick Grimes himself, and Mr. Scott Gimple in an amazing boulder tie today, might I add, loving it, got together and have been cooking something up for y'all, because we've missed you, and we owe you the end, the conclusion of this story, Rick and Michelle.
So next year, there's going to be 6 episodes on AMC Plus, airing in 2023. So this time next year, there's going to be a whole lot more to talk about. So should we make a date? Same time, same place, same underwear. I will if you will.
And so, just to clarify, is this Scott Gimple in place of the movie that you had talked about before?
Yes.
Okay. So instead of a 2-hour movie, you're getting 6 hours of of the show.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
I personally can't wait to get my cowboy boots back on. And get the band back together.
He has to find his woman first.
Oh yeah. Well, you gotta find me.
That's true. We gotta find each other.
Okay, let's all slow down for a minute.
We love you too, guys.
And we just want to send massive love to this amazing cast and amazing creators and amazing showrunners and who've been talking just now. The love that they have for you is the love we have for you too. And we love them and thank them so much for their astounding work on what they've been doing since we left and long before.
Yeah, it's an amazing accomplishment.
So much love in this room, and we're just thankful to be a part of it. We love you guys so much.
And we can't thank you enough for your patience, and we're working hard to make sure that it's been worth it.
Excellent. So we did answer those questions, I hope satisfactorily for you.
Thank you for being the greatest fans of all time. We love you.
Andy Lincoln, Denai Gurira, Scott M. Gimple, and Chris Hardwick, you at Comic-Con.